The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Orathai Sitthichan. Chapter 9. Medicine. A new and very matter occupied Tom's mind. Becky Hatcher had stopped coming to school. Tom had struggled with his pride for a few days and tried to forget her, but felt he heard that she was ill if she should die. He no longer took an interest in swimming or even in Sherwood Forest. He went about looking very desperate. His aunt was worried and began to try all sorts of medicines on him. She bought at our health papers regularly and believed all the solemn nonsense which they contained. The water treatment was new now, and Tom's low condition was an unexpected piece of good fortune to her. She took him out at daylight every morning, stood him up in the woodshed, and drowned him with a flood of cold water. Then she wrapped him down with a towel like sandpaper, and so made him recover. Then she rolled him up in a wet sheet and put him away under blankets till he sweat his soul clean, and the yellow dance of it came through the skin, as Tom said. Yet in spite of all this, the boys remained as sad as a funeral. Aunt Polly decided that this depression must be broken up at any cost. Now she had to painkiller for the first time. She ordered a dozen bottles at once. She tasted it and was filled with graduate. It was Simplified in liquid form. She gave Tom a teaspoonful and watched with the depth it. Anxiety for the result. A wild look came into Tom's eye. He gave a deep gasp and then started to race around the room. Aunt Polly was delighted. Her troubles were over, for the depression was broken up. Tom felt that it was time to wake up and protect himself, so he thought over various plans of relief, and finally decided to pretend to be fond of painkiller. He asked for it so often that he became a nuisance. His aunt ended by telling him to help himself and stop worrying her, but she watched the bottle secretly. She found that the medicine did really disappear, but it did not occur to her that the boy was carrying a crack in the sitting room floor with it. One day Tom was giving medical attention to the crack when his aunt's yellow cat, Peter, came along singing, eyeing the spoon greedily and begging for a taste. "Don't ask for it, Alice. You want it, Peter," said Tom. But Peter showed that he did want it. "Are you sure?" Peter was sure. "Now, you've asked for it, and I'll give it to you because I'm not selfish. But if you find you don't like it, you must blame anybody but yourself." Peter still seemed eager, so Tom forced his mouth open and poured down the painkiller. Peter sprang a couple of yards into the air, shouted a war cry, and then flew round and round the room, banging against the furniture, upsetting the flower pots, and causing general destruction. Next, lie rose on his back legs and danced madly around, screaming with joy. Then he went rushing round the house again, spreading more destruction in his path. Aunt Polly entered in time to see him take some staggering leaps into the air, give a final piercing scream, and sail through the open window, carrying the rest of the flower pots with him. The old lady stood rooted to the floor with astonishment, peering over her glasses. Tom lay on the floor, splitting his sides with laughter. "Tom, what on earth is wrong with that cat?" "I don't know, Aunt," gasped the boy. "Why, I've never seen anything like it. What did name him behave like that?" "Indeed, I don't know, Aunt Polly. Cats always do that when they are enjoying themselves." "They do they?" There was something in her tone that made Tom expect trouble. The old lady bent down. The handle of the teaspoon was visible under the rack. She took it and held it up. Tom looked guilty. He raised him by the usual handle, his ear, and slapped him. "Now, why did you treat that poor, dumb creature like that?" "I was pretending to be his aunt." "What do you mean?" "I was pretending to be his aunt and trying to burn the brown out of him." This was putting the matter in a new light. What was cruel to a cat might be cruel to a boy too. She began to soften. She felt sorry. Her eyes watered a little, and she put her hand on Tom's head and said gently, "I didn't mean to be cruel, Tom. Ain't Tom amazing that you did good?" It did him good too, the way he flew round the room. "Oh, run away before you make me lose my temper again. Try to be a good boy for once, and then you needn't take any more medicine." Tom reached securely. It was noticed that his strange thing had been occurring every day recently. He waited beside the gate instead of playing with his friends. When Jeff Thatcher arrived, Tom spoke to him and tried in a roundabout way to get some information about Becky, but the stupid boy couldn't understand what Tom wanted. Tom watched and watched, hoping when a dress came in sight, and hating the owner of it as soon as he saw that she was not the right one. Then one more dress passed in at the gate, and Tom's heart gave a great leap. The next instant he was shouting, laughing, catching buns, standing on his head, jumping over the fence at the rate of 5 a length, doing all the heroic deeds he could think of, and keeping an eye on Becky Thatcher to see if she was not digging in. She never looked. He broke through a group of boys, scattering them in every direction, and fell beside Becky, almost upsetting her. She turned away with her nose in the air. Some people think they are really smart," he heard her say mockingly. Tom's cheeks burned. He rose to his feet and walked away, crushed.